Hello everyone and welcome back to Xbox Nation. My name is Fletcher and Xbox have just dropped a very lovely sale onto the store this weekend. This week's deals are very welcome as some of them are at their lowest price points we've ever seen and also contain a lot of games that rarely ever go on sale. Before we do dive in though, don't forget to enter our weekly Xbox game giveaway. All you have to do is leave a comment below about anything Xbox and I draw the winner of these every single Wednesday when our sales video goes live every single week. Remember that this week the developers who created the strategy hit Songs of Silence have reached out and will be providing a couple of codes for this upcoming Wednesday. So make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on this video, and let's dive right into the deals. First up, we have one of my personal favourite co-op games, and it's known as World War Z Aftermath. This is a frantic third-person co-op shooter that actually puts you and up to 3 teammates against swarms of zombies in fast-paced, objective-driven missions. This one is actually inspired though by the blockbuster film, and of course the game's standout feature, which you may have seen on screen now, is its swarm engine, which sends hundreds of the undead sprinting right at you. There are multiple classes here, different upgrade paths and also difficulty tiers, so you can expect strong replayability for both casual and hardcore players. The missions here though span global locations like New York, Moscow and Tokyo, each with unique scenarios and tight set pieces. Whether you're mowing down zombies with mounted turrets or frantically holding off a horde with seconds to spare, the tension here rarely lets up. At just £8.24 this week, this is actually the lowest price we've ever seen for this game and is well worth grabbing for fans of Left 4 Dead style mayhem. Now, if you're looking for blistering speed and futuristic racing, Redout 2 is a love letter to the genre's classics. This one is inspired by titles like Wipeout and F-Zero, and it features anti-gravity vehicles racing at insane velocities across vibrant gravity-defying tracks. I've always been looking for a game similar to the Wipeout games over on Xbox, and this one is a massive recommendation from myself. The controls here are very precise and deeply customizable, giving you so much room to actually master the different tight corners and airtime mechanics. Of course though, each course is a rollercoaster of loops, jumps and neon lit turns, with tons of pulse-pounding musics driving the action. Career mode also offers hours of different content, and the online multiplayer throws you into high-stakes competitions that really test reflexes and track memorization. At 50% off and now down to just £8.37, Redout 2 is a must-have for adrenaline junkies, and is the lowest price we've ever seen so far. Capcom's iconic action series returned in spectacular form with Devil May Cry 5, delivering some of the best combat mechanics the genre has ever seen. This edition though includes the playable Virgil character, bringing a new fighting style and story path to this overall game. You'll be switching between 3 unique protagonists, Dante, Nero and V, each of them though offering distinct weapons, abilities and flashy combos in typical Devil May Cry style. Of course though, the combat is very stylish, responsive and incredibly deep, and there's also so much reward for being as creative as possible. At just £6.25, this is the lowest price we've ever seen for this game. Combine this though with gorgeous visuals, a killer soundtrack and a surprisingly heartfelt story, this is peak action gaming at its finest. It's an absolute steal for fans of the series or just newcomers looking to see what all the hype is about. Keeping in that same franchise though, Devil May Cry Definitive Edition is a reimagining of the original series with a darker tone and faster, more fluid combat. This one was actually developed by the Xbox first-party studio Ninja Theory. Yes, the same Ninja Theory who brought us Hellblade. This version though includes all the DLC, some new difficulty modes, a turbo mode that also speeds up the gameplay, and also balance tweaks that improve the overall experience across the board. While it did stir up debate among longtime fans like myself, it still stands on its own as a bold, energetic take on this franchise. Combat though is of course very responsive and addictive, environments shift in real time during missions, and the game maintains a very strong visual identity throughout its entire playthrough. Whether you're just new to the series or revisiting it with fresh eyes, it's worth playing at this price point. It's now 70% off and a great deal for a polished and ambitious reboot. Endling Extinction Forever is a very beautiful yet heartbreaking survival adventure that actually follows the last mother fox on Earth trying to protect her cubs in a collapsing ecosystem. The game looks to blend stealth, exploration and light resource management as you guide your family through a hostile world filled with tons of traps, predators and environmental hazards. The emotional weight of this journey really does hit hard though, with stunning hand-drawn visuals and also a minimalist soundtrack really amplifying that atmosphere. Your choices here do matter though, and each loss feels deeply personal, making for such a story-driven experience that lingers long after the credits roll. At 85% off and just under £4 this week, this is the lowest price yet, and really is a must-play for fans of emotional narrative-driven games. This next one is also just under £5 this week, and we have a stylish, narrative-rich oddity that's easy to recommend. Equal parts gritty noir and absurd comedy, Chicken Police Paint It Red tells a hard-boiled detective story unlike anything else we've ever seen. In this one, you'll be taking control of two down-on-their-luck rooster cops, and you're thrust into a case that actually winds up with corrupt underbelly of Clawville. It has a very striking visual presentation, which is monochrome photorealism accented with bold reds, and it really sets that mood, while fully voiced dialogue and jazzy tunes enhance the cinematic feel. You'll be gathering different evidence, cross-examining suspects, and navigating a branching storyline filled with sharp twists and memorable characters. Puzzles and deduction sequences here also offer a very nice gameplay rhythm, complementing its overall narrative. I highly recommend you dive into this one, as I loved my time with it when I was playing it over on Google Stadia. Now, in Little Big Workshop, you're not just running a business, you're actually commanding a bustling miniature economy that fits neatly on a tabletop. You'll be watching this in real time as tiny workers scurry to manufacture goods ranging from rubber ducks to high-tech gadgets. The game's charm though is its presentation, and it hides a surprisingly deep simulation system where layout optimization, workflow balancing, and deadline management all play crucial roles though. It's very approachable to newcomers, but cleverly complex, appealing to both casual players and micromanagement pros. There's tons of different upgrades here and machinery for you to unlock. The factory also becomes increasingly personalized, and it's a ton of fun. Whether you're troubleshooting bottlenecks or scaling up production lines, there's always something satisfying for you to tweak. It's now 75% off, and it's the perfect blend of cute and strategy combined. Brutal, beautiful, and absolutely relentless, Perish is a stylish roguelike FPS that drops you and your co-op team into a nightmarish world inspired by ancient myth. The missions here are very high intensity runs through eerie ruins and sacrificial areas where every enemy could be your last. In this game though, you'll be earning coin to upgrade your gear and unlock new weapons, all whilst trying to avoid permadeath that sends you back to square one. The art direction here really does stand out on its own though, with surreal lighting and enemy designs pulled from ancient horrors. A variety of different loadouts and godly buffs allow for so many different playstyles for every single run, increasing that replay value for you to dive into. Because it's so rarely discounted, this 30% off deal is one of the very few chances to grab a shooter that mixes high skill with high stakes. Instead of more bombastic battles or jump scare overloads, A Quiet Place: The Road Ahead took a more measured approach to horror, with one where sound itself is the enemy. Set in the same universe as the hit films, you'll be guiding a young survivor through abandoned towns and dense wilderness, forced to rely on stealth, silence, and instinct just to stay alive. Every creaking floorboard or clattering can bring you closer to the deadly creatures that are hunting nearby. It is a story-focused experience though, with puzzle elements and tense exploration, really designed to immerse you fully with its chilling atmosphere. There is also an element where you can turn on your microphone in this game, so even if you make a sound, the enemies will react to that. There's emotional flashbacks and subtle world building though that adds so much more depth to the overall journey. It is 25% off this week, but it's only the second time it's ever gone on sale. This is your chance to step into a hauntingly quiet world and try it out for yourself. Now 60% off and down to just £4 this week, you can pick up Quantum Recharged, and it doesn't just modernize a classic, it actually looks to reinvent it. Atari have actually been doing a wonderful job revitalizing the old school IPs, and this is another fun one on Xbox consoles. This one though is a twin-stick arcade revival that has you zipping around geometric arenas, encircling enemies to take them out in bursts of neon chaos, and so much more. Speed and precision are really key though in this game, as each level adds brand new hazards and also tighter time constraints. It has very clean visuals and a pulsating electronic soundtrack, but obviously a retro-futuristic vibe that really complements that relentless pacing. It has tons of challenging modes, power-ups, and score-chasing incentives, and it really is perfect for bite-sized sessions that still pack a punch. Leaderboard progression and difficulty scaling gives it legs for long-term play, and to be honest, at that low price point, it's well worth diving into this old IP. The Jackbox Party Trilogy brings together 3 of the best party game collections we've ever seen, offering a total of 15 hit games across Jackbox Party Packs 1 through 3. Whether you're answering ridiculous trivia, drawing bizarre doodles, bluffing your way to victory, or just roasting your friends in rhythm battles, there's a game here for every kind of group. Each title though also supports mobile phones as controllers, so there's no need for extra hardware, just essentially grab your phone and you can join in. This one really is perfect for parties, game nights, or just remote gatherings, and these games are endlessly replayable and easy for anyone to jump into. It's now at its lowest price point ever, with 50% off and down to just £22.50, and this is a fantastic deal on hours of laughter and chaos. I know, you may be thinking Borderlands 3 has just dropped onto Xbox Game Pass, but if you want to own the game or you don't have a Game Pass subscription, you can get it at a ridiculous price this week. Borderlands 3 Next Level Edition delivers all the explosive loot shooting mayhem the franchise is known for, with next-gen upgrades that make it feel smoother, faster, and more chaotic than ever before. Of course, in this one, you'll pick one of 4 unique Vault Hunters, each with distinct skill trees and abilities, and you'll set off across hostile planets filled with wild enemies, larger-than-life bosses, and heaps of loot for you to dive into. This edition though includes some bonus content and also visual enhancements for both the Xbox Series X and S consoles, pushing the already bombastic action even further. The humour in this one is as over the top as the weapons, and co-op play both online and local is buttery smooth. It may not be the strongest in the series, but at 90% off and down to just £6.50, this is an absolute steal. Evil Dead the game brings the cult classic franchise to life in a multiplayer horror action experience that's equal parts terrifying and also very hilarious. Whether you're playing as one of the survivors or taking control of the Kandarian demon, every match here is full of chaotic energy and iconic moments. This Game of the Year edition though includes all DLC released so far, including new characters, maps, and outfits also picked from the films and the series. With its detailed gore effects, cinematic finishes, and faithful fan service, it really nails the tone of the overall franchise. This one though is familiar to games like Friday the 13th and also Dead by Daylight, so of course it offers co-op and PvP modes of a solid variety. There's also tons of progression systems here that will keep you coming back for so much more. It's now 70% off this week, and it's a fantastic pickup for horror fans and Evil Dead diehards. Now, a game that I wanted to personally highlight this week, of course, is Songs of Silence. This is a fantasy strategy title which marries deep tactical gameplay with very fast-paced auto battles and engaging, compelling narratives. It launched onto Xbox consoles and other platforms late last year and has been a massive hit, with so many praising their art style and the really addictive gameplay loop. As you can see on screen now, it has a very unique graphical style, and I have dove into this one myself over the weekend and I've been absolutely loving it. The game does feature an extensive single player campaign with a very strong narrative, plus multiple cooperative and competitive multiplayer modes for you to dive into. This one is currently 35% off at the moment, and that happens until the end of the day tomorrow. I highly recommend that you check it out right now with the link below, and let me know your thoughts on this sale in the comments as well. With that, remember to like and subscribe for more Xbox content every single day, and whilst here, why don't you check out the video on screen now as I covered the huge Xbox update for this week. There are some great games coming to Xbox Game Pass, an Xbox handheld teaser, and so much more for you to dive into.